Hello Pisces, welcome to your full moon reading. Full moon in Taurus will be affecting your third house, your immediate environment, communications, your neighbors, siblings. Already shuffled the cards before, meditated on your sign, what you may need to know, what this full moon may bring into culmination for you with the 6-card spread by the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. Seems to work out well for situations that shows your strengths, your weaknesses, and then some spiritual advice for your highest good, for dealing with an outcome. And we're going to clarify with the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman as well, shuffled and meditated. Just going to cut them here on camera for you. Welcome back to subscribers. Welcome to anyone new to my channel. I do hope you find these readings helpful. Try to remain consistent with this reading, the monthly general spread when I use the Cartomancy cards. And after I get these up, I'll be working on your wild card readings for November. Excited to get back into those. I have some additions to that wild card reading as well, so I hope you like that. More of a free form reading, more of what do you need to know, what's coming up that is concerning you the most, what do you need that clarity, confirmation, forewarning, or encouragement on in your journey. So I do offer personal readings. That information is below. And let's get into this. General reading, of course, not going to resonate with everyone. Check your moon and your rising. Keep in mind messages are predictive as well. So we'll look into your recent past and see if there's something you're relating to and it's hitting on for you and one of your signs, Pisces. So here we are, Gentle Gardener and 8 of Coins with the recent past. So some of you have taken on some focus where you have gained some wisdom over the past, and for some of you, this could be a focus definitely on working on your communication. Leaving things, I feel I'm getting kind of leaving things behind that were like you're maturing in your communication, but also maturing in your focus, in your environment, maybe even working in your environment, working from home where there is communication. But here I feel like it's some of you too feeling like you're keeping watch over something that is dear to you. Could be a relationship, but it could be as well be something that you are working on towards your business. You're gaining more wisdom and insight on it. But Gentle Gardener is something too that is guidance. So you could be offering that, or someone could be offering that to you. So some of you are working on maybe something where you are teaching from where you were once a student, becoming a teacher here. So some of you have a strong focus, and for some of you it is your roots, your past, how you have progressed has been something, and as well even approaching situations, the way you've approached them, used to maybe approach them, maybe you're approaching them from a different standpoint now, from a wiser standpoint. You're working on that communication within your immediate environment, your neighborhood, just and keeping a steady focus on something that keeps you busy and kind of out of trouble in a sense, recent past. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. Some of you too within a work situation, new work situation possibly, has had to change the way you communicate in your workplace, or just how you communicate in general. That's something that you've been focused on. But here we have Sacred Pool with the 9 of Coins, clarifying this. So this is definitely a progression that some of you have made materially. Not just being able to look back on the past, but actually see in front of you what you have accomplished, what you have learned, the seeds that you've planted that have grown, that have shown fruit here. And this is a sacred pool that is, you are seeing two kind of cards that represent a reflection, and you being very much in the mind frame, Pisces, of reflecting who you are today, not who you were yesterday. And also just that showing and emanating off you to others around you. So I feel like many of you are gaining some sense of confidence in your identity, and some of you, when you're communicating from a place, I feel, of wisdom to people. And so some of you just may be seeing yourself progressing in some professional way, but also in your immediate environment. And I'm also getting kind of a sense of respect for yourself and not accepting anything that is short of that in any way. Kind of some of you feeling like you've leveled up in a way that is something that you can be proud of, but also could be getting you attention. So some of you are being known for this everlasting sacred pool where you can continue to evolve and transform yourself and progress yourself, and you know, giving yourself permission to be a work in progress even in the past has shown has shown fruitful in the sense that you're feeling good about yourself, and that's coming off in your communication. So some of you may find that people are really drawn to you around this full moon, wanting to communicate with you, wanting to get to know you. um, you kind of emanating this vibe, and sacred pool is very watery, but with this grounding nine of coins energy, some of you have come into a greater sense of self, and that's showing. So some of you may be getting attention, and a lot of flirtation I'm getting, that some of you will be kind of getting to kind of even just show yourself, and see that you're not the only one who sees it. Others have seen that some type of focus or dedication you dedicated yourself to in the recent past that has shown some progress and improvement, grown fruit, that you're here enjoying it, and it's showing. So what we do have for the resistance and the challenge is Three of Swords with the Mountain, and the Mountain is an obstacle, an obstacle that will test your willpower, your will to succeed, your will to either climb it, find yourself around it, or see the blessing in it. There could be. So some of you, though, it's a challenge in where you do not want to experience pain, hurt, rejection even, some of you. Some of you, the challenge is to maybe pull up your barriers, hold up your barriers to some attention that you're getting, or how you're noticing yourself progressing. But there's something here that you're avoiding as far as painful communication too. Some of you could be avoiding limited thinking, and not even just yourself, could be in your immediate environment or surroundings. The Three of Swords is a release of of feelings of pain, of sometimes jealousy. So some of you could be the barrier of your, you may, you know, may not be able to go further in ways with others maybe, but that's something maybe you're trying to avoid, even though it might be right in front of you, that you may be outgrowing your surroundings, but also your surroundings giving you a sense of your place in it, and it not being too bad, your place in your world, in your immediate environment. But I just feel like for some of you the challenge would be kind of like maybe jealousy or painful words, or you know, people who may feel that they are stuck. Maybe you do not see obstacles in your way, and or you're avoiding any obstacles that may even be barriers in communication with others. How far can you go with others? I feel like some of you are not willing to test the limit to do that. For some of you, it's a challenge or resistance that may be hard to resist in a way, but I get kind of just, mainly you don't want to feel pain anymore. You don't want to dwell on things that pose limitations on you. Let's move on. I feel like I might come back to that. But what an unexpected help is rescue with the Ten of Cups. So, okay, now I'm seeing a little bit of how this could be coming together for some of you in a communication, or really being mindful, too, of those who come from a painful place when they're communicating to you. And you being able to put up a barrier wall against that affecting you, your heart, or yourself, or your own self-confidence, your own sense of your world, your immediate environment. Many of you may be finding that your immediate environment is sustaining you, but there may be others around where that the same environment is not sustaining them, and they may be looking over. So some of you just maybe like experience that a little bit, especially if you've been doing something very independently for yourself, focused on it. So rescue and Ten of Cups with this is an unexpected help, is this ultimate form of happiness of something that you have been waiting for and have been maybe letting it known in a way. Rescue with the Ten of Cups, I mean, I don't believe in someone rescuing or saving someone or doing that sort. It's really best, but you know, there are situations where people who are not over their past are looking for someone to get over someone else, and that's just a reality. Not all wholes coming together are couples. Some are couples that do feel like they complete me, they make me, they I am that. It's a dangerous way to identify yourself, but you know, as far as you being attached to someone else, and that being maybe overshadowing who you are. I feel like many of you are coming into a greater sense of who you are, but with this happiness that you feel that is an unexpected help, and it could be in the form of a love, it could be a form of someone who gets you, someone who's on your level or even maybe a little bit higher that you can kind of progress with as you're progressing. Ten of Cups could be a wedding where some of you meet someone. Some of you, this could be an invitation for some other family. This could be a family home, something really happy going on with your family that comes in and solidifies and also brings to a happy conclusion something in your life that, again, you've been waiting for, Pisces. So this full moon as an unexpected help may just bring in some type of communication, a return of communication. For some of you, you may have communicated to someone and just a sense of self-confidence in yourself. Maybe you're avoiding the rejection, or you don't want to, or that's a challenge that you don't want to feel. So maybe you are maybe holding up a barrier, but at the same time trying to let someone in. Or I'm just getting a message for some of you, if you've tried to contact someone in the past, that this is coming forth as a answer to what your response is, and it will be either a reunion, a get-together, or just overall the sense of completion in who you feel can make you happy with, you know, or share your happiness with. So some of you just may just be, if it's not love on your horizon, your immediate environment, your family's doing really well, and in some ways, you know, the saying that one hand washes the other, there's a really good family dynamic going on here that makes you feel like the possibilities are endless. And so you don't want to see limitations. You don't want to see, maybe be around in communication with people who are maybe bitter, in a sense of their own, but also to just, I feel like some of you are done with pain, done with heartache, and wanting to enjoy your life, your immediate environment, and you're going to be more drawn to that positive energy and very kind of repelling of anything that is dark, negative, or a limiting thinking that is so some of you may be meeting someone who's kind of on that level of seeing the bright side of things, of seeing that there is hope. The rainbow gives me that always, the sign of hope. So I feel like that's coming in for many of you, Pisces, or just the overall sense as well. Happiness with family, home, and how you are there for each other when you need each other. Bonding, something is bonding here. So your advice here, Princess of Cups, and then we have the Goblins. So, well, let's start with the Goblins. Goblins is a card of negative thinking. It is a negative surrounding. It is something that limits you, or makes you feel as if you have to hide. It's facing really your fears and overcoming your fears. So some of you facing your fear to maybe open your heart to a new love. Some of you, maybe that has been a focus where you have been working, building yourself up after some pain and some heartbreak. Some of you, you know your limitation with the specific connection in general, and it could be very much in the communication realm. As you are progressing, deepening in your knowledge, your wisdom, and experience, that you are, it's showing, then I feel for some of you, your fear of new love and maybe something that you may need to open your heart and overcome, open up your heart to, as well, to situations that are, I almost want to read what the Goblins has to say in what the book says about the Goblins as an advice. because I didn't pulls out for all of them, but this one always trips me up a little bit when it comes to advice. Some of them, it can be a clear message for me, and it did. But this to me is like, it's facing the ugly side, but it's also, yeah, fears. A fear is an illusion. Choose love. That's pretty, actually, the message. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others, okay? Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. They're they remind you of what brought them into being by mimicking your own voice, tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-worth, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. If goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent the shadow of your own self or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. A goblin's card appearance is an opportunity for growth, however, and a signal that you must love yourself. No human is without flaws. The goblin's message is that you must release resentments and negative self-talk. Within you is a spark of the divine. Ask spirit to help heal you. Miracles can and do happen. Let go of negativity. Okay, so that is clear to me now. It's like, and with the flaws and all in a situation, not everyone or you or yourself is perfect, and kind of opening yourself up to what is that shadow side of you that maybe is attracting someone to you or attracting you to them. That could be something, again, in an open heart communication, letting out the good, the bad, and the ugly of, when you're communicating. That's an open heart. That's a, when you're not trying to emanate perfection, you realize that you're an imperfect, but there is something beautiful in that, in a sense, open as well as your connections, that some of you, so I feel like this is telling you too to just communicate from your heart, being open about those things that you fear, that you need to overcome, that you still need to overcome. So for some of you, that may be a connecting factor with you and someone, whereas it's on a real emotional level that you connect. Okay, so then we look here at the outcome. Come together. Princess of Coins. Some solid communication is coming in. Some solid concrete plan. New way of approaching to relationships. I feel some of you will be learning seeing a new side, and as well, possibly making a commitment with this come together. But this, I feel, is drawing you to where you're meant to be, and as well, it being a magnetic force in your immediate environment, in your communications. Again, open heart, but with something solid behind it to establish some type of bond between you and another. And again, a bonding energy. We have the 8 here. So I get that this is a time that many of you, Pisces, this reading, if it's resonating with you, have a chance to start anew somewhere with communication in a more of a like-mindedness of where you are today. Something you've worked and built on yourself is showing in your immediate environment around you. Now, some of you, there may be some jealousy in some sense where people are limited in their thinking as far as how far you can go, how you can transform, how you can progress. For that, you're leaving that behind, even if it's your own thinking. There's something with that in a sense of opening up or connecting with someone that I feel will give you a better sense of bonding and solidifying that there is something here that is a promise of something more to come. Also feeling like coming together with new contacts in work could be as well something that just continues. Okay, so overall, I feel like this is a positive reading for many of you Pisces, and anything that is shown to be a negative influence as far as communication or thinking or release of pain, or understand that that's someone experiencing or communicating from their own limited thinking, from their own limited thoughts. For you, the possibilities are endless here. So yeah, some help coming in and where you need it emotionally, more importantly. And even if it is just from your family, I don't feel like it will be leaking over into you being able to feel that you can connect to someone in a real and authentic way. Okay? So that is your reading, Pisces. I hope this was helpful, and if you would like a personal reading, the information is below. I will be back again with the wild card reading, so I appreciate your support. Like, share, subscribe, and take care. Namaste.